guys, it is that time of year. Let's talk about summer jobs and the basics of what you need to know to make your summer job amazing for you. So I'm going to share with you some tips that are going to help you to not only enjoy your summer job, but also inspire you and get your brain thinking about how your summer job can really turn into an amazing opportunity for you. So let's dive into these tips on, how to make the most of your summer job. First and foremost, please avoid drama at your job. There is something about summer jobs, and it kind of too will depend on where you're working and if there's lots of friends there or lots of people from high school. Just avoid drama. And one thing that always surprises teens, especially if this is one of your first jobs, drama at work is actually super common, which is so sad to say, but there's drama between coworkers because of competition. There's drama between people who don't like themselves. There's drama between bad management and the boss and favoritism, and just there can be so much going on. And so my advice to you is just avoid it. Just ignore it. It's more than likely going to be present at your workplace, and just don't put any foot into it, okay? Back away from it, stay away from it with a 10-foot pole. If people are asking about your opinion or sides on it, just say, you know what, I really don't have an opinion, or you know what, I don't feel comfortable to talk about that. Just avoid the drama, because drama at work can make it so miserable for you and can really impact your overall happiness. So let's just avoid it, okay? In that same vein of thought, don't gang up. I see this happening at work, as a professional and adult in the field, but I see it constantly with what I would call teenage jobs, just jobs that you're this is, my summer job and it's awesome, but people have the tendency to gang up. And that can look like lots of different things. There's people who will gang up with upper management and try to kind of sweet talk their way up, and so they'll turn on you or put you down to look better for themselves. There's also a group where you're I really like hanging out with these people at work, which seems really awesome, except for we can start to become kind of cliquey, and then we don't like this person who works on our shift, or we don't invite them to the same things as we invite our other coworkers to. So just let's not gang up. And it's especially easy to gang up when you are at a job where there's maybe 3 of you that work a shift, or just a couple of you, because it can start to be that 2 of you have a better relationship and leave one person out. So I'd highly encourage you just to be that middleman and be that piece that really connects people at work, because it's going to help you not be the person left out, but it's also going to help it so you don't find yourself in these awkward situations of being pegged up against somebody, whether that's management or other coworkers or a single coworker. So just let's not gang up on people and have groups. Okay, reminder for you, and I hope this one just sets in and you have this goal for the rest of your life. Keep everything above water. Now, what do I mean by this? So what I mean by the term above water is let's just keep all of our interactions, all of our engagements at work, above the line, meaning legal, safe, kind, friendly, not questionable. So here's some examples. If you work at a fast food joint, right? Let's make sure we're following the rules, which might be, you can totally have a free drink, but you have to bring your own cup every time, right? So let's totally bring our own cup and not be somebody like the rest of the kids that just always take the cups that they shouldn't, right? I know that sounds so little, but it's a really big deal. Also, I know in my experience and stuff, I worked in the food industry a lot. It's really easy to purposely mess up on an order so then you get to eat that order, right? Or taking food that maybe doesn't belong to you, right? And I know that it sounds bad when I say it out loud, but in the moment you're oh, well, that's just an extra hamburger, And truly it might just be a matter of asking and being hey, can I take this home with me on my shift? Do that so that everything is above water, because you just don't know Like, you just don't know who's watching. You just don't know if there's cameras. You just don't know what's bugging your boss, right? So be sure that you're just keeping everything above water. And so that if anybody ever questioned your integrity at work, or what you did or the actions that you took, that you could talk about them and just like really justify them and say like, no, I follow all the rules. Like, I even keep the silly rule of bringing in my own cup so I don't use company products, right? Even like just little things like people will take like pens or staplers or tape from their work. And I know that that's so silly. It really is. It's such a small thing. And you're gonna notice people who do it, but I don't want that for you, because people can get fired over silly crap like that. And also it can just keep you from promotions. It can keep you from getting rehired next summer. And it can be like something that your boss like doesn't like about you, but never says about you. So if we keep everything above water and just do what we say, and we don't double dip into stuff, and we don't take an extra snow cone home with us, like all the things, you'll always just be safe. And that's my goal as your coach. It's just, let's keep our life not only safe and above the water, but let's live to the next level. Okay. I know. I'm going to sound like your mom for just a second, but follow the rules for reals. So here's my one with this one. Like, I know I just talked about kind of more like the legalities of like, let's not take food that doesn't belong to us. Let's not, do anything like stay out late or go on areas of the property we're not supposed to just because we work there. But let's follow the rules. So let's wear the stupid uniform. Let's make sure we're buttoned up and our shirt is tucked in. Let's make sure we're on time. Let's make sure that we punch in and out when we're supposed to. Following the rules will keep you safe. Following the rules will keep you employed. There's so many teens that, especially if they're really good at their job, or especially if they've done this season after season, they'll just get lackadaisical, or they'll let something little bug them. So I worked at a place where we had to wear uniforms, and like there were certain people every single time that the manager would have to talk to and be like, hey, I need you to button up that top button. I need you to wear your hat right. I need you to wear like your belt. You know what I mean? And you just don't want to be that person. That's like all this tip is like, don't be that person. Just follow the rules, because if you follow the rules, you never have to wonder, right? And like I said, that's my goal for you, to just enjoy your summer job. And how we enjoy our summer job is we follow the rules so we don't have to wonder. Okay, this tip can change your life. So I want you to embrace it right now as a teen, and I want you to embrace it later in life as well, which is don't settle. Just because you are a teenager and maybe you haven't had all the experience in the whole world, or maybe this is your first job, right? Or maybe you're just like trying new things, it doesn't mean that you have to settle for a crappy job. So here's an example. My little sister, she was working at a fast food restaurant, and the management there was awful, like incredibly awful, and just disparaging and belittling. And she would talk to me about it, and I'd say, well, why don't you quit? And she's like, well, it's hard to get another job. I don't want to look bad because I quit a job and I haven't been there crazy long. And I don't know, am I just complaining? Can I just like toughen this out? And I encouraged her. I said, if I was you, I would keep this job, but I would look for other options. And she did. And she found another job that not only got her out of the food industry, so she didn't like that, but she would sit at a front desk and she could do homework while she was there. And she was paid like $2 more an hour than she was at this other place. And it was this total win-win. And I remember her telling me like, I can't believe how long I stayed at that last job because I was so afraid that there might not be something better out there. And I want to tell you that like we want to be happy with where we're planted, and we don't want to always think the grass is greener. But if you aren't happy, if your manager sucks, if you are feeling belittled, or if there's tons of drama, or if people are ganging up on you, let's go find another job. You know what, girlfriend? Like, you do not have to settle. And so I want you to get creative. I have a video for you that you might love. It's like 19 ways to make money. And most of those ways are like through self-employment and doing it yourself. So check that out, because if you are hating your summer job and it's just not your thing, you do not have to settle. And I hope you always remember that, because people get sucked into a job that they hate. And like, adults will do this for like 40 years of their life. They will work at a job and they're like, I hate my manager and I hate my boss and nobody appreciates me. And then you're like, well, why don't you go get a new job? And they're like, well, it pays the bills and I got to take care of my family. And like, you know, it's like not that bad. Not that bad. I don't want to live a life that's not that bad. I want to live a life that's like, hey, yeah, work isn't, you know, it's not a vacation, but like, I don't mind my job. I work with really cool people, or I do really fun stuff, or I'm paid really well. So if that is you, if you're like, well, it's not that bad, or I'd like a different job, let's go get one. Okay, when it comes to a summer job, I want you to remember this. Money isn't everything. And that might be a little hard to see, but why I say this is because a lot of teens will take a job just based off of like, this one pays me $1 more, this one pays me 50 cents more. That's fine, especially if you have like a goal, like maybe you're trying to save for a car or save for college. And so your goal, it helps a goal, a financial goal of yours. But if you're like, hey, I'm just, you know, trying to earn money like everybody else and I want some experience, money isn't everything. And so I want you to think about a couple other things. I want you to think about like, do I enjoy this kind of work? Is it fun? Do I get to work with my friends? Do I get to be outside? Do I get to be inside? Do I get to work at a really cool place? 2, am I getting really cool experience? Sometimes the best jobs for us that are like actually like career building and actually like help our resume buff up don't pay the best, right? Or maybe it's because it's like through a friend or a family member, you know, it's not the same as like a regular job. That's okay. Like, look at the experience that you're getting. And then 2, you know, like look at your overall enjoyment. Like, do I like where I work? Do I mind it? Am I, you know, just enjoying my summer? Because if you're in a job slaving away just to make a couple extra dollars an hour, I don't think that's the best use of your time. Now, hey, I'm a firm believer we can do anything for a short period of time, especially if it's for our long-term benefit and growth. And so if that's you and you're like, hey, I got to pay for college or I'm trying to better my situation, go for it and just know it's temporary. But I want you to remember money isn't everything. So if you're like wanting to take a job, I would look at like enjoyment, who works there, is this great experience, is this what I want to do for my summer? Because those are going to be more important than how much you make. Okay, babe, I just gave you all these tips on how to like have a really successful summer job and, you know, just like tips to kind of navigate that summer job. So I am wishing you the best of luck in applying for jobs, getting jobs, and managing that job. So, you know, if you need more help on this subject, I've got some videos for you on like money, how to budget, and like ideas for you to actually like, I have a video that's like 19 ideas for teens to make money. So if you're struggling on that, check that out. I hope you'll like and subscribe and leave me a comment down below if you have a question about your job and what's going on at your work. So babe, I am wishing you the best of luck and you're gonna crush that summer job. So I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Abby J out.